There we go. Hello, folks. Something a little new here. David Cole, Rob Howden. This is our new EKN Live on Facebook here. You can see I got major glare. I got to get some new glasses, David. Serious glare.
Yeah, you do.
Look at that. Keep my head down. There we go. Yeah, something brand new. We decided to do something a little bit different here. I know I wrote this on Facebook. A lot of people having these Zoom parties, getting together. With video. Of course, we're all quarantined now. So the hashtag stay-at-home program to try to see if we can't flatten the curve here with this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. So perfect opportunity, David, for us. Number one, we're going to test drive this thing. It's not just going to be you and I talking. It's not going to be like podcasts. We're going to get other voices because people have got to be sick of my voice now. I know
I'm tired. I'm tired of it, and I hear it every single day. So I'm sure everybody else has. I mean, it's great that we are able to do the IG live stuff. It was cool to see Hinchcliffe come on yesterday. I think that was really cool. But again, it's a different dynamics. Instagram is a different dynamic than what Facebook is. Twitter is different from what IG and Facebook are. So we obviously have to spread this around to get to everybody because everybody has time to be on social media now. So lots of different avenues we can go about and play with.
Well, David, it's a different demographic, right? Like I was saying. I'm not sure how many 50-plussers we're getting on the Instagram story. That might not be the best place.
Well, it's hard to go back on those, again, because they're only there for 24 hours.
That's it. Yeah.
We weren't quite able to figure out, okay, how do we save these things? So we had a lot of great content through that, but we weren't able to save it. We're able to save, replay, show to our grandkids how goofy and silly we were during the quarantine days.
That's true.
That's one reason why we're trying this.
Yeah, and we'll turn it into a YouTube content as well, which would be great. And I think the key, obviously, you and I are just playing with this right now, kind of like our happy hour with Howden, on a Friday at a race where we're kind of making sure that all the audio works and everything works. But really, it's an opportunity for us to now, because we can have more people on, we can do some roundtable interviews, right? We can come up with a topic that potentially a lot of our followers and readers in EKN Nation can say, hey, let's talk about this. Talk about testing. Do we allow testing? Should there be no testing for big races?
Yeah, that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, that'll get fired up. All right, so I've got some stuff on the side here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it too. So I'm seeing it both on Facebook and on the side. So we're getting some notifications that people are watching and tuning in.
It. Well, first and foremost, Ryan Pickering, my Smashburger friend.
Yes.
He's the actual king of karting burgers, right? He's the man. That's what he does for a living, for God's sakes. So Ryan and I are going to smash for sure this year at the Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals. Mike Oddie coming on, old school. Mike Oddie, I like that.
Yeah. So just to inform everybody, inform you, Rob. Yeah, so we're getting the comments on our live page that we're looking at while we're recording this, but it doesn't show us who's tuning in to watch. So if you are watching, you have to comment in order for Rob to see it. I can see it all, but Rob needs to see you. So make a comment. See,
David is the producer.
Down there, hello. So David, I'm the producer.
There it is. David's the producer. Tony Pedregon. Attaboy, Tony. I love it. Good to see you at the Cup Karts race this past year. Heidi Welk coming on. She's the one that's handling our hashtag support karting T-shirt, which I think
right here.
Yeah. Right.
You can't see it. I can see it. Right.
You can see it. Yeah, we're super excited about that. I gotta get better lighting. I'll think I'll some better lighting here. I'm a little dark here.
You could do this. Like I have a movie.
You're working on your. I've got lighting right here.
Because if it's in a normal spot, it's not very good lighting.
I take my glasses off so we didn't have this, except for the fact I'd be blind and I wouldn't be able to read the screen. But anyways, yeah. So Heidi told me I'm pretty sure that they're going to be starting our production maybe today or tomorrow of our T-shirts, our support karting T-shirts, and we have at least 30 something. I think 30 or 40 pre-orders, which is awesome. Again, to let people know, once the T-shirts do go out, we're going to have the challenge where take a picture of yourself in the T-shirt, get it up on social media, use the hashtag support karting, tag eKartingNews, and we're going to give a lot of more stuff away. We'll do weekly draws of people that have done that. So Heidi just says we are printing today. I love it. That's awesome.
That's good news.
I know the people, of course, are dying to get back racing. We are too. We wish we were at the track right now. There's a lot of races that we're going to be missing by the time we get back. I've talked to a bunch of people and let's cross our fingers that when they do start rolling back out, that some of the events that we're allowed to have, it's going to be tougher, I think, potentially. David's playing with.
I'm playing with the things. Yeah, I love it. It can show comments. So that's pretty good. You can
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Okay.
I can see both sides.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's a potential, I think, that when we start going, when we get back to racing, it may be tough for NASCAR and IndyCar and some of the other series, NHRA, to be able to go back because there's such a big amount of people, right? Even Dr. Fossey was saying down in the U.S. that they potentially get sports going again with no fans. Luckily for us, club racing could have 100 to 150 people, maybe less than 100 people at a track. You can say it's the mechanic and the driver, that's it. We could get some small club racing going. If we're lucky, we're going to be able to potentially get, some of our, some of our major events, like a SCUSA Pro Tour race where there's 250 drivers. There's probably about 1,000 people there, less than 1,500, I think, total in terms of mechanics, family. So there's a good potential that we may be able to go back a little earlier than some of the major race series. So hopefully we'll be back before maybe the middle of June. I don't know. We'll cross our fingers and hope. More drivers, more people coming in. Tyler Brooks, a little shout out. Looking forward to more of the burgers Rob makes. Yeah, I did smash burgers at the Challenge of the Americas race at Cal Speed, and we had a bunch of fun there. My buddy Gary Calling from the Waterloo Regional Kart Club on board. He's the announcer at Flamborough Speedway. Jim Kidd, the Jamaican sensation.
The original Jamaican sensation.
The original, for sure. Yeah. You know what, David, one of the things we talked about was talk about what people are doing during the stay-at-home period. I'm working harder than I ever have with everything I'm doing. I've actually started commentating some events on iRacing. I'm doing one tonight. I'm doing one Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm doing a bunch of iRacing commentary. I've been driving a little bit, not a lot. Cooking a lot of food and sampling local craft beer, to be honest.
Did you do any baking? Because I thought you said you wanted to try.
Yeah, I was trying to make some bread, and it didn't work. My sourdough starter died because I was a little busy and didn't take care of it. So no, there's been no pizza,
no baking,
pizza dough.
That's important. That's important.
That's important.
So we need to do that. Josh Huff is calling me on my cell phone. I can't take that call right now. But,
I love that.
He should be tuning in. That's what he should be doing.
That's exactly right.
So we want to know, what are you doing? Tell us what you're doing, whether it's through the chat right now or send us, some kind of message. We want to know what you're doing. I myself, I have 2 kids here along with my wife, so it's keeping me busy when I'm not down here in the office. We are doing lots of movie watching, lots of games. So a lot of family time. Thankfully, the first couple of weeks we had some warm weather, so we're going outside. I was getting in a walk at least every other day. Now it's 40 degrees out, and I don't feel like going outside and walking.
It's cold here too.
Yeah, it's cold, so I don't feel like going out and doing that. But
it's 30. By the way, it's 30 here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jesus,
same.
perfect.
Yeah, it was sunny all morning long, but we had snow on the ground, so it's not like you can tell the kids to go out and jump on the new trampoline. So
that's true. That's true.
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of iRacing myself. I haven't been announcing because, of course, you don't want to hear me talk. I've been doing the racing. So the weekends, the majority of my time are spent iRacing, especially I think this weekend with it being so cold outside, we won't be able to do much outside. So we'll probably stick to doing a lot of racing on iRacing. I've been doing the Red 6 race gear stuff. I've been doing the BKC, which is the Buckeye Karting Challenge or Championship program. Adrenaline Fix Karting, they're also doing Sunday races as well.
Let's talk about, I got a chance to announce one of those races, one of those Adrenaline Fix Karting races for Apex Racing TV, and you guys ran Indy cars at Lime Rock. Dude,
that was pretty wild. That was wild because, one, I had never driven that car, that mod before. So it's very delicate. Now I'm able to understand, adjusting the brake levels and making different pedal adjustments and steering inputs to be able to drive it better, because driving around Lime Rock it was insane, but it was fun at the same time because you have to be so focused, because one little slip of the wheel and you're turned around and smashing people, and the cars are so delicate that you could be in the pits for 10 minutes getting a repair.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a wreck fest, and there was parts that chicane in the back at Lime Rock where nobody could seem to get on the throttle. They just kept spinning out coming up the hill, right? A couple shout outs. Josh Lane said it's 75 degrees where he is. It's 70 in the bathroom. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Tyler Brooks, hey, working from home full time now. Ordered a steering wheel and pedals and a PC to get back to iRacing. I will shout out right now Mike and Melissa Wagner at Wagner Race Products. So I needed to get a new sim PC for the work I'm doing because the old one that I have was 7 years old and it couldn't handle all the overlays and all the live timing I do with the commentary I'm doing. So he got one to me within 4 days. So if you're looking for sim work, anything for your simulator, go to Wagner Race Products on Facebook. They'll take care of you there. What else we got? Austin Osborne. Yeah, Austin's gonna try to win virtual championships. You can pop that one up there, Dave.
I tell you what, Austin's been he's fast no matter what kind of car you're in. He was very quick in the MX5 stuff that we were doing with the BKC stuff. He was quick in the IndyCar as well. He's quick in F3. Did he get a flat tire?
Did he get a flat tire?
He probably did. He probably did.
Ouch.
At least there's quick repair, right? He can get back out on the racetrack.
That's true. Hey, listen, here's one thing, because people are, what people doing, like Jim Kidd's watching Netflix. Guys are watching Netflix. David already wrote this up yet, and I haven't finished my side. We're talking about the top 5 racing movies. We have an article that we're going to put out. We'll get you guys to come up with your top 5 racing movies. Have you watched, David, Ford versus Ferrari yet?
I have not, no. My son got me hooked on Fortnite, so I've been doing that a lot of late nights.
Jesus.
So, but my family's not into racing movies. I mean, they like watching me race, but they don't really care about racing other than, my son's a Kyle Busch fan. So if it has Kyle Busch, he'll watch it. I know it's sad. And
he likes the Jets.
It was the M&M's car. Jets. It was the Skittles M&M's car. When you're a kid,
raised the son to like Busch and the Jets.
I've raised an independent son. Because he has his own brain and he can think for himself. And if he wants to pick a loser, then he picks a loser. I mean, you've stuck with the Bills this long.
No, I'm with the Seattle Seahawks. That happened.
Oh, that's right. You've jumped on board. Okay.
Oh, I did. 3 all those Super Bowls back in the late 90s killed me.
Yeah.
Early 90s. It was when I was in college.
Was it wide right or wide left?
Wide right. Wide right. God damn it. Andy Statesman's been kind of one of my food gurus through this whole thing. Yeah. He's been killing me because he did carnitas, and he just said he's defrosting some super thin sliced ribeye. Oh, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. That sounds great. That sounds really good.
Rory, I have 0 wins in Fortnite. Last night I got to a 3rd place, but I just kind of sit in a corner and wait for like the last 5 guys to be there, and then I try and kill people, and it doesn't really work out. But I got to 3rd last night.
If you pop some of these questions up on the board, we can see that too, right?
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
You can do that.
I can do that. Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to do that or not. My bad.
I'll tell you one of the shows I'm digging on Netflix. I've been watching the Chef Show from the movie Chef. He actually has a show with the guy that taught him how to cook stuff, and it's really good. I'm enjoying watching that. That's pretty solid. And then I watch a lot of diners, drive-ins, and dives.
That if I get on cable TV, that's the show I get on because you don't want to watch the news. There's no sports.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of Triple D that I've been watching.
Or hey, Dave, here's one for you on YouTube. On YouTube, go to First We Feast and find the pizza show and the burger show.
Here's a good question. Since you wanted me to pop up something.
Yes, Justin Stefani. So, Andy, how do we make weight for Quincy?
I don't think Andy can if he keeps getting all this frozen meat out of the freezer and eating all the time, right?
Oh, he'll make weight. He'll just.
All right, here's a good one you'll like. Here's a good one.
What do you got?
So he's got.
Bought my new Traeger. Been smoking a lot of different foods, which is nice in Arizona. Man, that'd be awesome. I would dig that. That's great. Yeah. All right, okay, so Jason Morris, Cole, what GT3 car did you pick for tonight?
I don't know if I'm going to race. It starts at 7:30, and I'm working till 5, and so that gives me 2.5 hours of family time. So my wife has actually schoolwork that she still has to do. She was supposed to graduate on May 8th. That's obviously not going to happen. This was actually supposed to be her last week of student teaching. So it was supposed to be a monumental week of her last week of student teaching and then graduate in May. But she still has to finish the class that she's taking at Aquinas College. So she has an online Zoom meeting with her professor and fellow classmates. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get on there. But if I do, it was the BMW.
See, I wanted to run, except for the fact now Atlanta Motorsports Park is doing one with a bunch of the racers that race at Atlanta Motorsports Park, and I'll be commentating that at exactly the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like karting, iRacing has a lot of conflicts with people scheduling on top of everybody else. So it's expected.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let's Dave, you wrote a couple questions down. I like these questions. I think are cool. I like this. What track would be your escape? If you could pick one track to go to during the stay-at-home period, what would it be? That's a great question. What would you do? Folks, let's throw it up there in the comments, and we'll see what you say. If there's one track that you could be able to go to escape from and get a chance to drive a track, what would it be?
You go first, because I'm doing something. Hold on.
Man, what track? I was kind of waiting for you to throw yours out first. What track would be my escape?
Well, if you could only pick one track right now to get away, break the quarantine laws or stay at home laws, what track would it be? It's tough. I mean, you have a place like Sonoma. It's very picturesque, especially right now.
Yeah, you could drive there for a long time.
There's a lot of places. I mean, around the world even. I mean, you can go anywhere around the world. Where would you go? Obviously South Garda is the mecca of karting.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
that would be a good place to go to. Really, I would just pick home. I would just go to East Lansing right now, because
I hear you.
I can put the cart in the pickup truck. I could drive there. I could go and do laps, and I would just go and pound laps down.
Yeah, you know what? I think about some of the cool club tracks that I think are so important to our sport that are ones that you can just have a ton of fun on. Something like Denton, North Texas Kartways is just such a cool track. Man, I'll go down to Rudolph's racetrack. It's a Speed Sports Racing Park in Houston. That would be a ton of fun. That's just a great track to drive. You know what? Give me a 125C shifter. Give me a Formula Ford, and I'll be okay at Groton Raceway too.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Yeah.
That would actually be a home track too. So
look what Tyler Brooks just dropped in there. Oh, Quincy the Park, Mike Oddie. I'm looking forward to getting back to Quincy. I'm really looking forward to that actually. Brian McCaddy says Rock Island. I love Rock Island too. That's such a fun track. What else did I see? Oh, I like IMS. Megan, I was thinking about that too, but because the kart race that we ran was so great. Just become three of the races I love the most. Obviously the Supernats and the Indianapolis 500, but the Battle of the Brickyard last year, David, man, I had such a good time there, even though it was hot and I sweat so much. My suit was like 10 pounds or 15 pounds heavier with sweat by the end of the day.
You did 3 classes, so you killed yourself that way. So
that was dumb.
IMS would be a place to go to. Blake Hunt. I mean, Utah's coming up in a month, so might as well get some testing in, right?
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Yeah.
Here's a good one. Yeah.
Tyrrell's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moran Raceway. Who was I was listening? It was. Oh, you know what it was? I was watching David Serra. He was doing an IG live deal. Mm-hmm. The Dingo from down south, down under, and he had Gary Carlton. Karting Jesus, yeah. And he had Gary Carlton on, and David asked him, "What's your favorite racetrack?" And he said, "He goes, it's not around anymore. But it was Moran Raceway." And Gary had to kind of explain what Moran Raceway was to Sarah. And he says a track that had a bit of everything: elevation changes, the corkscrew, fast sweepers. Super quick left-handers, the bus stop in the back. It was a tremendous racetrack.
It was a really fast track, and I was only able to get there one time, I think, for Stars of Karting race back, I think, the year before they closed down. So it was a cool track to go to. Obviously, a favorite of everybody in Indiana.
Yeah. Shout out to also coming on Jason Burgess, Michael Bartholomew coming on as well. Amarillo. And what's Statesman saying? Anywhere we can camp out, barbecue. Oh, that would be great.
Churchill Downs. So Jason Morse wants to see some horse racing.
They moved it, didn't they? Didn't they move the?
I think so.
Into September or October? I don't know. We'll see.
Amarillo. Actually, if you know the right people, I think you could get on Amarillo right now.
Yeah, the French is Mark and Jake went out and pounded a bunch of like 200 laps out.
As you said, here's a great answer right here. Anywhere we can camp out, barbecue, have some drinks, and lie to each other about how fast we used to be.
The older I get, the faster I was.
That's true. Oh, here's one for you.
What's that? Oh, Moseport. You know what? You're gonna be cheesed. I've never driven that track. I've actually never driven the new Moseport track. I drove the old one, the Moseport Driver Development Center. But I've never been on the new one. I just never had a chance yet.
I've been there. I've never driven on anything. I was there with Craig Alhead when we did the the Can-Am Formula Ford.
Can-Am Cup, yeah.
The Can-Am Cup, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's look at this. I just got this from Heidi Welk. A little picture. First T-shirt, youth T-shirt coming off the press. Love it. Hashtag support karting.
All right, so we'll get one person here. Mark Just says Cal Speed. So
I like Cal. I've driven Cal Speed a couple times. I really like it. It's fun.
Caddy with the Granja Viana racetrack in Brazil.
Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if you checked your phone, Cole, but Sazeman sent us a message that it's 78 degrees where he is.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep track of everything. We've got 3 monitors going on at one time. But
good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, Doug Welch is sporting the mask.
Oh, has he got the mask on?
He spelled Shano wrong. It's with an H.
It's not Sawano. It's Shano.
Shano. So what's the next topic we were going to talk about?
Look at Jeff Wessel. We got to have somebody come up for the road race program.
All right. Here we go. Yep.
Have you run Summit Point, Dave?
In an MX-5 car in iRacing, yes, I have run Summit Point. Plus the Jefferson circuit that they also have, which is actually a really fun track. That was the one I think me and you were testing on.
Yeah, it was weird.
Practicing on where you didn't have full throttle.
Sidewalk.
It is. It's a fun little. It's like a sprint track for MX-5 car. But
you're right.
No, I've never raced a kart around that track. No.
All right, next question, Dave. You want to roll into the EKN Radio Network Rewind or what?
Yeah.
So you've been putting up a bunch of different races. We've got some old Challenge in Americas races. You went back into the single-digit 2000s for some SCUSA Super Nationals events from Sam Boyd Stadium. It was interesting because I was listening to the race where Lorenzo Mandarino won and guys breaking and wrecking at the start. And I'm saying to myself, wow, man, why am I yelling so much? And I remember the fact we weren't live. So I had a microphone with the tape recorder. I think we taped it on. Taped it to it. And so I'm yelling. And of course I'm on top of the what do you call it? The RV. Carts are screaming by me. I could hardly hear a word. So I'm screaming to make sure everybody can hear me. So that's funny. But yeah.
Somebody was asking about the track. So.
Put it up. Put that question up.
There you go. So
Dave's learning. This is our test drive, as we said.
Yeah, this is our test drive. So Larry Mardan asked what the track is. And the track is actually what Rob said, and I mentioned earlier. It is Grattan Raceway, which is literally 10 miles west of me, where I'm at. It's a road racing track, about 2 miles long. If you think of I can't even say it anymore. Shano, with the elevation changes, that's what Grattan Raceway is. Yeah. It has a number of elevation changes. The blind left-hand turn number 3 off Camber Corner is one of the greatest corners you'll ever go through. That would be right here. Turn 4. Turn 3.
I thought
turn 3.
Well, you
4 is up there.
That's true. All right, 3.
Here's the jump.
The jump.
These are the S's. This is the bowl.
Yeah.
This is a great corner as well too, because you're talking about what?
It's a bowl.
Probably 20 degrees worth of banking.
Yeah.
In here, and then this is all flat out all the way down to the hairpin. Hold on, let me turn the camera. There we go. To the hairpin, and then from here all the way up to here is uphill. So you're literally probably about 40 feet down. Nobody cares about what it. You did. God. We'll take care of that later. Yeah, I saw that on there. So it's uphill all the way there. And then this used to be, back in the 60s, used to be a drag strip. So this is the front straightaway.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Over a half mile long. Yeah. If you recall in some of the old photos we have of the racetrack, there used to be a tower right here, where the timing beacon or timing everything was for the drag strip.
I didn't know that. Full motocross track there as well, I believe, right?
There is, yes.
Shout out here to Andy Sazeman says, by the way, call your local tracks. A couple around here are still able to hold a small group of 10 or less. It's usually $100 per driver, but it's all day and you get to drive and support your track. Contact Troy Adams or PKRA. Man, that's great news. So yeah, contract your local track. We know that GoPro Motorplex in Mooresville has got a program together. It's like one person on track at a time. It's really, really limited, but they're driving. So again, folks, an opportunity for call your local track. See if you can get out there. Call every track. I don't care if it's Adkins, Whiteland, go around Denton, go Hill Country, go to anywhere. Just call your track. See if you can get out there with 5 people. It'd be great.
Yeah. So we were talking about the rewind.
Yeah. We talked about some great races we did. Is there any race? Is there any race we've done that people want?
That's what we want to ask. But I was going to say, what? So you said the Supernats were the fun ones, right?
Well, it just caught me off guard because I know this. We didn't start going live until what, Dave? Was it 12 or?
Well, our EKN Trackside Live began really in 2012, but we did some previous like recordings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Supernats, obviously, but our full EKN Trackside Live program began in 2012, which will be one of the first events we did. Will be going up tomorrow, and I'll tell you what that is in a little bit.
I just want to say, because here's a good story for you folks. Nowadays, of course, we stream through our internet cards that we have, the Wi-Fi cards. The year that we tried to stream at the Rio, Dave's got the question up, so you guys can say which event from 2012 to now would you like to want on the rewind, our play-by-play from the EKN Trackside Live event. But David, our first event that we did the Supernats, we were all geared up. We were on top of the small, probably 15 or 16-foot Oakley trailer. We were told that we were going to be able to get a T1 line. They were going to run one out to us. Well, we got there on the Monday, and no, you can't have a T1. Oh, no, I think they want to charge us $17,000.
Something like some outrageous amount of money.
Yeah, they were going to have to charge $17,000 for us to get a T1 line to the track. So we ordered an emergency satellite that they dropped. They came and dropped it. I had to put the thing up. It was a full like satellite that we used. I think it cost us $2,500 to stream the race that year. But that was was that the year that Schumacher was there?
It was, because we don't have the recordings from it, unfortunately. But
and we had 10,000 people.
But we were going through what was called live stream because it was just brand new and it was more video than anything. We were like, well, we can't do video, so we'll just blast a screenshot of logos, and we did video commercials because we actually spent that whole week cutting video commercials for the people who supported the broadcast.
That's it.
And so that was our prep work for the week. And then by the time we got to qualifying, which was on probably Friday, I think, because I think everything didn't started a little bit later. That's when we started broadcasting. It would just be the audio with a logo, kind of, similar to what we have blasted around our faces right now, and just and doing that. And unfortunately, we didn't save any of that stuff because we didn't think, what do we need it for? We broadcasted, it's kind of like the IG Live stuff. We broadcasted it, went out. If you missed it, you missed it. But now we kind of, wish we had those audio clips back, kind of like what we did with the handheld stuff in Supernats 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of guys coming in. Rory Vanderster asking when Max Verstappen ran KZ at the Supernats. That'll be an opportunity to put that in there.
I think we already had played that, or was that? I want to say that was 2012. So it would have been Supernat 16, right? I don't know. My mind's mush right now.
I know mine's too. Hey, listen. Here's another one. Tom Harleman, Cup Cars North American Grand Nationals from last year. I do want to say this. The favorite autograph that I've got so far in the offseason to Rob Howden from Tom.
How'd you get one? I didn't get one.
He mailed it to me.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome? Tom, there you go, buddy.
Hold on. I still have the
I got mine back there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of milk in July when I beat you. Hashtag beat Rob Howden. Yeah. Don't show me. Yeah. I see that. Keep drinking your coffee. Thankfully, and the other stuff we've done, you couldn't read it, but you had to do this in order for me to read it. So next time you got to make a big, banner behind you.
I just figured that was the way to go.
So hold on. If we're bragging, hold on. You don't have this.
I do not have that. But I voted for you, David.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, I got it. But Lamar Humphrey says to the Brickyard. And that's one thing. We don't have the Brickyard. We don't have the we didn't do a live broadcast because we just raced. We raced that weekend. So it's not something we put together with USAC. We came down. We weren't working. We essentially came down and raced, and we loved it. It was nice to be there. It was nice to be able to race. And you bring this one up, David. This is great from Brian McCaddy.
Go ahead.
I said you bring it up.
I brought it up.
Okay. Brian McCaddy, here's his thoughts, guys. Call your local track and donate your time and labor to help out however they may need when things get back to normalcy. They're all struggling and could use some assistance to get the work done. I know my local track where I run, the Waterloo Regional Kart Club at Flamborough Speedway, they always have their all the members come out at the start of the year, clean the place up because it's Canada, right? So it's a mess at the start of the year, but they get things dialed in. So, that's a great call, man. When we do go back to racing, your clubs are going to I need some support. Now, let me say this too. We've talked about support karting, right? Hashtag support karting. We got the t-shirts that we're selling. All that money is going to go to our EKN partners to help them. There's a couple companies. Margay's doing one right now where they're going to, you buy a brand new cart from Margay, and they're going to give $250 to your club to pay for entries and practice. So they're going to actually help you out, but it's going to go to their club. Again, we talk about if you have the means to support a kart shop, spend $100 a month, $200 a month, buy the stuff you need when we go back to racing. You know what? Clubs and tracks, club tracks could be struggling right now too. If you can, pay for half your year's entries now. You know what I mean? Pay for some of your entries now so they have some money to keep going, because these club tracks, of course, need to keep going again. We need to support the foundation of our sport through this time. That's really the bottom line, right?
It is. So we got we'll move to the next question we got.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Oh, all right. I like that. I'll set. Who would you like to hear in upcoming episodes of the Industry Insider, Operation Grassroots, or the Book It podcasts? So this is for the EKN Radio Network. If you guys have anybody you potentially want to have us talk to or have me talk to in one of our podcasts, I just did a great Book It podcast with Greg Bell. I've talked about getting Gary Carlton, Sabre Cook. Gary, actually, when we were talking about last time, shouted out Rainey Pearson. Rainey's been around for 25 years in this sport, building engines through the Monster Mod Motos to the ICCs, and then into the stock motos, and then and KZ engines. So I think Rainey would be a pretty good one to talk to as well. But that's a good question as well.
I think Ryan Norberg might be a good IG live. That I'm
thinking. I'm honestly 4-time champion. I've been working on a Book It podcast. I think an IG live for sure, but he needs to be a Book It podcast. This guy won 4 straight championships. It's crazy.
Rollison would be a good one to kind of see what he's been doing and up to during this time. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Mark Just says Tom from Scusa is always a kick. Yep.
Yep.
That'd be fun. Tom's a great story, but we've never really done a Book It podcast with him, because I'd just go back and talk about him getting into the sport, how he started, because he loved it.
Siraki might be another good one.
Someone says Rob Soares.
Haddock, Rob Soares.
Hey, so listen, I've been trying to sit down with Lynn Haddock, but to do a Book It podcast, you have to have all the stuff from the. Do you know how much work it would make? I got the prep to do or I just go, Lynn, tell me about karting.
Well, essentially, that's what a good interviewer does.
That's true, but you got to lead things a little bit, right?
Well, Rob, tell me, or you say, Lynn, tell me about karting, and let him go until he pauses, and then you come in with another question regarding around what he's talking about.
When he runs to grab another toothpick and get back at it.
I mean, he does have some pauses where you're able to get a word in, right?
Yeah, true enough. So, I think Lynn Haddock would be a great one. Lake Speed would be another good one, I think. Oh,
here's a good one. We got Gary Lawson.
Gary Lawson, yeah. Somebody talked about doing an IG live with Gary Lawson too. I think he'd be really good. Alicia saying Bonner Moulton.
Man, I don't think Bonner wants to talk, though.
Yeah, I might be able to get him to talk. We could talk about the Pro Moto Tour.
Yeah, but I just don't think he wants to talk, period.
That's true. That's true. Maybe
it is fun, because the year he won, it had to have been 2011 or 2012, because you went down and interviewed him. And so it's always good to get him when he's not expecting it.
Yeah.
Because I think he provides better commentary than when he's, prepped and ready to go.
He got choked up too.
He does. He, especially when you're winning at the Super Nationals. Yeah. So I think so. No. Hold on. Here's.
Oh, Sean Buer, as somebody said, this guy knows how to quarantine. That's for sure.
Well, he'd be a good one to talk about food and wine. Like if we have like a food and wine karting edition, like he would be a good one to get on.
Why was he so slow as a driver? Why did he wreck? Why did he wreck? Was it a Mazda Miata? I think he wrecked a Miata one time.
Yeah,
we can talk about that.
No. Was it a Formula Continental car that he almost died at?
Oh, it might have been a Jim Russell car.
Yeah, Jim Russell car.
He might have wrecked
because he did it at Sonoma.
Yeah.
And he almost died, like had massive head trauma.
Well,
and he just decided to drive home.
Dude, that explains a ton.
Here, of course, the self-promotion.
Who's that? What's this? Oh, Cal Kalish.
Here's one. Yeah. Darren likes to talk.
I missed that one. Where are you? Oh, Darren Harden.
It's right there. You can't see the screen?
I did. I was looking over the right side. Dave. I wasn't looking down. No, I think that's a great idea. Darren Harden would be fantastic to chat with.
He did say it was a Formula Mazda.
We'll write all these down.
He can't even spell formula right.
Well, that's because he took a hard shot to the head. That's why he's a photographer.
Oh man.
I love it.
So I think that's it I had on our notes. I think the only thing we wrap up with a little bit more about the support karting and where to go to get those.
Yeah, first and foremost, this is thanks you guys for tuning in. This is really cool because it's something we want to do different. We can record this now. We can keep this. We couldn't do that with the IG Live stuff. Plus, we could have more people. We're planning on getting Alan Rudolph. I think we're going to get him in here to talk about if you're a rookie driver, new, what's the best thing to focus on to be able to get quicker when you're new. What's the one thing to focus on? Obviously, a roundtable for sure. We talk about testing and practice. But yeah, I think there's going to be some great stuff to talk about. Our support karting program. And again, the t-shirts, we had a lot of people pre-order. Thank you very much for that. You can go to eKartingNews.com/store. T-shirts, as we know, as Heidi sent me a picture, they're finally starting to come off the press, which is great. We'll ship out to the people who pre-ordered. We'll get the link out there for people ordering t-shirts. This is all about supporting karting, supporting the people that support eKartingNews.com. So we'll be putting a lot of that on our social. We'll give you links and everything, make it easy for you to buy the t-shirts. But once you get the shirts at home, this is the second key. Put them on, take a picture, get it up on social media with the hashtag and tag eKartingNews, and we'll give us more prizes out for sure, because it's all about trying to keep positivity in the sport. And as Brian McCaddy just said here, the sport's about having fun. Yeah, for some people, it's about developing your talent to try to see if you can't become a professional race car driver. But for the vast majority of us, I want to say 95% of those who go out on the racetrack every weekend, it's all about having a good time. It's about being able to get behind the wheel. We all love watching racing, whether it's NASCAR or IndyCar, NHRA, sprint cars, stock cars, whatever it may be. But karting gives us the opportunity to get behind the wheel ourselves, David. For you and I've tried to do some car racing, but I don't have a crew. I don't have the time. Karting just is one of those things where you can throw in the back of the truck and you're at the track on a Saturday morning having a great time. That's what the sport's all about, having fun. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get back to that again. Certain tracks have that option of one cart on the racetrack at a time, and so yeah, you can get the cart back in the back of the pickup truck. You don't even need much, because obviously the kart shops that are at the tracks are there to help you. Just go get some laps in and kind of, again, like we talked about in our This Week in Karting. Anytime you put the helmet on, you sit in the cart, you can just forget about everything else that's going around you, around the world, and just enjoy that becoming one with the cart and the racetrack. So again, folks, hashtag support karting. We have the t-shirt and everything, but the bottom line is support the sport. I don't care if you need to buy your tires right now, buy your oil, get that new helmet you want to, get the new suit, bodywork, graphics, vinyl graphics, get that done now. Make sure your engine gets into the shop, because there's time now. The engine builders can build motors before we get back going. Get your helmet painted by TJ Coyne or Mike Corby or Brett King or a lot of the other painters out there, Mike Savage, whoever it may be, the guys that Cody Hodgson, that's right. Yeah. Double nickel. Taylor Gates up in Canada as well, yep. Lone Palm. Great idea to get that done. But again, get a gift certificate. Even if you have to get a gift certificate, buy it for yourself because you don't know what you want. Buy a $200 gift certificate off your local shop so that you can use it when you go racing again. That's really what it's all about, right? That's what it's about. We don't know when we're going to get back to full-time racing. So do what you can. Again, $10 a week, $10 a month, whatever you can to help support those who have supported you throughout your karting career. And if you're looking for a new cart, be ready, because we're going to start a cart of the day pretty soon. We're going to do a classified ad from one of our partners up on eKartingNews.com and on Facebook page. So look for that too. If you want to get a cart, we'll be promoting a bunch of stuff on the page. So we're doing what we can. Have some fun in the iRacing world, folks. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go racing. I'm ready to go. I think that's it, Rob. I think we'll sign off. That's awesome. 40 minutes for our first show. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to line up our next guest. We'll tell you when we're going to go green next time for our EKN Live here on Facebook. But again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.